What's up, YouTube? Zach's back with another attack, and today I'm going to be talking to you about this place. You might know it. Of course, they started out in 1971, way earlier than I thought, in Seattle, Washington. They've got almost 27,000 locations worldwide. Mind blowing a little bit there. We're talking, of course, about Starbucks. If you like darkness and hanging with Heartless, then you are not Sora, but you may be looking for a channel to watch. Zach to the future. Now, say what you will about Starbucks, it's pretty much everybody's favorite hipster hangout, or just a place to go to get some free Wi-Fi and some cold drinks, maybe some food, but it's becoming very industrialized, whether it's selling things in stores or selling tumblers and mugs inside of their store. Even CDs and stuff can be bought here. Now, Starbucks wasn't always like this. They used to focus especially on their espresso and coffee and dark roasts, trying to stand out from the rest. They kind of had to focus on these things because, of course, when they started, they weren't popular enough that people were looking to buy their coffee for home use or mugs and tumblers for free promotion. And nowadays, you see Starbucks everywhere you go. But in 1971, there was one Starbucks in Seattle, Washington. Even that wasn't profitable until the early 1980s. Once Starbucks became profitable in Seattle, they started to spread out to the Midwest and even a little bit into Canada. And that kind of lasted through the late 1980s, but they weren't doing so hot. That was kind of a bad idea for them. Of course, there was a lot of competition, and spreading like that costs a lot of money. Money which Starbucks, quite frankly, didn't really have at that point. But they quickly got it when they decided to spread into California in the early 1990s. California is, after all, the hipster capital of the world. In 1996, Starbucks decided to open its first location outside of North America in Tokyo. Between 1987 and 2007, Starbucks opened an average of 2 stores each and every day. Can you imagine that? Opening 730 stores a year really makes you understand how Starbucks was able to get as big as it is today and how it's such a household name. I guarantee you, if you went up to anybody on the side of the street, they would know what Starbucks was. Most of them probably hang out at Starbucks, especially if you're going to the people on the side of the street who are homeless, because Starbucks does have free bathrooms, free Wi-Fi, free water that's really, really tasty. But those 730 stores a year weren't just in North America and Tokyo. They're everywhere, man. I mean, 1/3 of all Starbucks are in places outside of North America. The 3 founders of Starbucks almost named it Cargo House or Pequod, which sounds a little dirty if you ask me, but they ended up settling on Starbucks because of Starbuck, who was the chief mate in the novel Moby Dick. What does Moby Dick have to do with Starbucks and coffee? Your guess is as good as mine, but it may have helped inspire their logo, which is a twin-tailed mermaid, also known as a siren. Just like most logos, Starbucks' logo has changed dramatically over the years. The original one actually was topless and had the twin mermaid tails branching off to each side, so you could obviously tell what it was. Now, why was she topless? I guess because sex sells. Even coffee, apparently. Over the years, Starbucks has had partnerships with many, many businesses, including Pepsi, Apple, Spotify, MSNBC, even Pokemon Go. This place likes to team up with everybody. Starbucks has had many controversies in its past, which can vary from making kids drink exorbitant amounts of caffeine by creating drinks such as the zombie frappuccino and just other things that seem cool and appealing to younger audiences, varying all the way to turning their cups red because it wasn't Christmassy enough or something. I don't know. People are weird. If you ask me, the biggest controversy is still why they can't use small, medium, and large. They gotta use the tall and the venti and the grande, and why can't we just say small, medium, and large? Plus, you can definitely argue that Starbucks is pretty pricey. They're by far one of the most expensive coffee chains around. If you go to a more local place, you can usually find a little bit cheaper prices, but they do spend $300 million on healthcare insurance for their employees. That's more than they spend on coffee beans. And people don't really seem to mind too much, seeing as how some statistics actually say that 20% of Starbucks customers come 16 times or more per month. And a large number of people come quite frequently, even if not quite 16 times a month. Plus, it's kind of nice to know that no matter where you are in the world, there's always going to be a Starbucks somewhere nearby. Especially if you're in Santa Fe Springs, California, where in a 25-mile radius, there is 560 Starbucks locations. That is bonkers. But anyways, guys, let me know what you think about Starbucks. Is it overpriced? Is it magically delicious, like some Lucky Charms or something? Or is it a little too hipster for you? I don't know. Let me know what you guys think down in that towel rack. But in the meantime, I've been Zach. Don't you do crack, just do tons and tons of caffeine from this Starbucks right here. It's really, 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 really tasty. And I will catch you in the future. Have a great day.